All right, so and this video is finally on the ideation presentation assignment. So if I go ahead and click into it, what I will see is add a Google Slide link. Be sure to share so no one can, be sure to share so anyone with the link can view. Here's the template to use. Click template. Now again, you got to be sure that first thing you do, make a copy, entire presentation. I would do ideation presentation. Come on. Oh man. What's wrong here? Ideation. There we go. And then your last name. There you go. Make a copy. Now you can edit it, right? And then save and submit. All right, so it's pretty simple, 4 slides, but it is important. So the idea there being is that you do not have to use this problem statement, solution, target audience, and persona throughout the entire semester. In other words, you can pivot at any time, as we go through. But this is just an exercise. If you have something that you've been working on in previous semesters, definitely be using it here. That's the best way to do it for sure. So again, it's going to be your problem statement, your solution statement, your target audience, and your persona. So we're going to talk about how do we create each one of these in the best way. So if I go back to the modules, first thing I'll see ideation example slides. So these are quick, just slides to show you what it is in the ballpark we're talking about. So, example of a short problem statement. Too many students never complete high school because they never gain the academic habits. Okay, so this is a good one because we want to be short and concise and simple. It needs to make sense, be very clear, and then not be biased or add too much, right? But we also, if we think about it, this is a little bit our hypothesis. Right? If we're scientists, like entrepreneurs as scientists, if this is our hypothesis, now we're going to ultimately create tests, right? To test this hypothesis. Okay? So we want it to be as simple language as possible. Okay? And then a solution statement, same idea, a mobile app that helps students improve their study habits. Example target audience, students in 9th to 12th grade who own smartphones. Again, it is important to be as narrow as possible, especially when we get into like the idea of our reach like online, and like if we are setting advertisements, like do we want to target like a small amount of people, like maybe we want to target like 500,000 people instead of targeting like 30 million people, and it's like, well, it seems like on its face, okay, well, I would love to, if I can, for the same cost, show my ad to 30 million people, why not do that? And it's because your conversion rate and all the metrics that we talked about in the last video, it will be very poor because those people won't care. The reason why you would have that smaller audience of that 500,000 is because those people that we're paying a little bit extra maybe to show our products to are not paying extra, but that's where we're focusing our efforts is on those people. And the reason for why is because those people are the people who are most likely to convert, right? These are the people who are most likely, who are interested in our product, right? Our service that we offer. Okay, so in other words, too many students who never complete high school because they never gain academic habits. Of course, who is the target audience here is students in 9th to 12th grade, right? That's a pretty obvious one. And then the target example persona, I would, when you're creating this slide, go into here and copy this stuff: name, age, demographic, background, goals, frustrations. Come up with just a random name. What would be a likely name for someone in your target audience? What would be a really good example age? Demographic, like 9th grader in NYC, or like, busy professional in Phoenix, could be yours, right? Or whatever. Background, goals, frustrations. Okay. This is the idea of, your target audience, your example persona. You really want to be able to be like, You know when they wake up, what kind of food they eat for breakfast, where they work, what their commute's like, what their day is like. You know, this is really just getting to really understand them. And that way is how you're able to build the best product or service that they're going to be like, I need to buy this today, right? I would like to pay you top dollar for it, right? Because you know the problem so well, right? Because you know me so well. Okay, so and then some other tools on how to get some ideation going here. Okay, of course there was that Fit Potential tutor from last week that is the ChatGPT, like GPT, which can help with this as well and like ideation. But how to write your problem statement, we're going to actually talk a couple examples here. So first of all, let's look at this one in more detail. Too many students never complete high school because they never gain the academic habits they need. Example problem statement. Too many people never complete high school because they never gain the academic habits they need. Who's facing the problem? Students who don't complete high school. Highlight the problem. What is the issue they're facing? Failing to complete high school. So we and then provide unique insight. What is the deeper or understanding of the problem's root cause? So this is the unique insight of the entrepreneur, right? The real issue is the lack of academic habits, right? So in other words, too many people never complete high school, and it could be for a plethora of reasons, but your unique insight is that it is because of that they never gained the academic habits they needed, right? Okay, so your problem statement should do the following: identify the target audience, highlight the problem, and provide the unique insight of the entrepreneur, your unique insight. Who's facing the problem? Students who don't complete high school. What is the issue? You highlight. This is also like define, right? So highlight and define, again, synonymous kind of here in this case. So failing to complete high school. Who? Students who don't complete high school. What? Failing to complete high school. Why? The real issue is lack of academic insights or habits. Lack of academic habits. Okay? So there's that. Really good. Okay, and then this is good. Oh wait, no. Yes, how to use ChatGPT to refine your problem statement. Again, this is what we just went through. But provide the example and problem to ChatGPT and ask for feedback refinement in the example format, focusing on the problem root cause. So you could do this right here, exactly like this. Just exactly like this. This is a really great, if you'd like to, you don't have to, but if you'd like to, go to ChatGPT. Hi, ChatGPT. I'm a college, you can copy and paste it from here. I'm a college entrepreneurship student working on my problem statement for my pitch. Here's my example problem statement. Too many students never complete high school because they never gain the academic habits they needed. Here's an example problem statement, right? Based on this example, I'm working on the following issue. And then just explain your issue, right? The problem that it is that you're pursuing and researching. And then it will give you back, right? Some really probably good suggestions for how you could word it in a way that is similar to this, right? You can even copy and paste all of this to help to highlight, to explain to ChatGPT what it is that exactly that you're going for, okay? Like literally copying this into ChatGPT could be helpful as well. But at minimum, if you're going to do it with ChatGPT, copy and do something like this, right? Give it an example of what it is that you're working towards and then what your issue is, right? And then, of course, and then you can also have it do stuff like this. Can I give you a problem I come up with and have you research the root cause? And then perhaps it can actually help you even develop your problem statement even beyond just like the wording of it. Performance anxiety. So this might be an example of how you explain your problem to ChatGPT. Many athletes struggle with performance anxiety, negatively impacting their abilities during competitions. ChatGPT response, lack of mental training. See, then this is where it will start to give you a lot, right? And if you're researching this problem, this is actually really good stuff to now, these, are probably more things to now go and test and ask real people about, get more data on, and then take all that data, that wonderful data, to the investment committee here at FGCU in the Runway program, and get your seed funding, get it launched, and reach out to me because I would love to help. Okay? So we do all those things, okay? With all these things. So, okay, the one more example on, or I think two more. Problem idea presentation. Okay, this is just that blank. So this is just another copy of the blank template. Okay. And then finally, chat IDD conversation. So then this is just another kind of document that just kind of shows a conversation with ChatGPT for this assignment. Here's my example with chat. This is from Professor Mark Bull. Hi ChatGPT, I'm a college entrepreneurship student working on a problem statement for my pitch. Here's the example problem statement. This is the exact same thing. Based on this example, I'm working on the following issue. And then this, he actually put one in. So here's an example. Too many students suffer from anxiety and it impacts their studies. Following the example problem statement format, could you help me refine this into a clear statement that highlights the problem and root causes? This will be the focus of my solution. And then, what did it give us? So certainly your initial statement is a good starting point, but it can be refined for clarity and impact. Let's reframe it to emphasize both the problem and the underlying cause. What a beautiful problem statement it's giving here. Numerous students struggle academically, not due to a lack of capability, but because they are burdened by anxiety, which significantly hampers their ability to engage effectively in their studies. Great, okay? And then why are they burdened by anxiety? So you might, now you're getting more info, right? Okay, let's use number 5 to rephrase my problem. What was number 5? One of these, 1, 2, 3, 4. Lack of coping skills. Lack of coping skills, and then now we got a new one. Right? See how we can refine our problem statement and maybe even go into a slightly different direction of research. So too many students underperform academically, not because they lack intelligence or dedication, but because they have not developed the necessary coping skills to manage and mitigate their anxiety, which crucially affects their learning and performance. This is a great problem statement. Let's brainstorm some solutions and convergent thinking. So now for the next slide, for the solutions, now we have this idea of we have some solutions here. I'll let you guys read through this further, and then he's ultimately gonna end up with a target persona. So read this whole thing, and this is exactly how you can use ChatGPT to complete this entire assignment. And I'll go back to the assignment one more time. So again, you're going to put your problem statement here in that short kind of format where you highlight the problem, where you highlight the root cause, the problem, and the unique insight of the entrepreneur. The target audience, the root cause, and the unique insight of the entrepreneur. Okay? Solution, target audience, and persona. That example persona. And this is a really great document to show you a good example of how to do that. Okay, and then I'd love to just keep this in mind too, that again, like the best way to go about, one of the best ways to go about entrepreneurship and lean launch and the idea of mitigating risk and maximizing success is to think of yourself as a scientist. Anybody can be a scientist. And what do scientists do? They create and test hypotheses. So with this, imagine this as being your hypotheses, right? And now we're going to test these hypotheses. Any startup idea is essentially a long list of assumptions. And assumptions are hypotheses, right? Synonymous. And then if we can test and get a lot of validation to support that our hypotheses are in fact accurate, we take that to, again, something like the Runway program, or maybe is just validation to ourselves to go further with this venture and pursue it. Or we go and we get the funding that we need to make it really happen. Okay, but it's all about getting those hypotheses together. That's the first thing we're going to do. And once we get those hypotheses together, we can go out using the digital world and get real data to support them. Okay, and if the hypotheses end up being wrong, like if they end up being like it's not viable, that's an entrepreneurial success as well. Right? It's an underestimated one. Being able to confirm that something is not viable is not an easy thing to do sometimes. And being able to do that in a short period of time is one of the most excellent things you can do. Because now we know it's time to move on to the next thing, right? So anyways, let's get those hypotheses together and to test these business ideas in the real world. Okay, awesome. If you have any questions at all, of course, feel free to reach out to me anytime. And have a great week. Wings up, go Eagles.